Hi, it's Ashley from AB Sound Advice. Today we are doing a product review on the oBravo HAMT-1 MkII. Now, if you haven't heard of oBravo, it's a handmade headphone brand from Taiwan. And wow, I've got to say, I've had these now for about 3 months and I've seen reviews. And when I first got them, I thought, when I first saw them, actually, I'm thinking to myself, we've got to get a set of these to play with. And finally, I got a set. So for the last 3 months, I've been playing with these headphones in the background, using all different headphone amplifiers. And as you know, I've played with a lot of high-end headphones, right up to about $10,000 for the top of the range from T+A. And of course, the ZMF and a few other brands, just that rattle off the top of my head. So this again is another very serious headphone contender. So first off, in our part of the world, they're around a 5K headphone. So in that sandpit, there's a few headphones that it's up against. And I guess for me, I'm an absolute headphone nut. I've been playing with headphones since the early 80s. And when this came along, I'm thinking, wow, we've got to get a set of these to have a listen. So before we start, like I always do, I will just cover off the product from our friends from oBravo in Taiwan. They've got a vintage collection for the pursuit of the reality of music as their sort of focus. I've spoken to the owner of the company many, many times, and he's very passionate about finding the most possible sound. He's obviously an absolute sound fanatic, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of us out there looking for that sort of product. They've taken that personal approach. And David is the founder of oBravo, and he has really come up with something special. So in the specification side, you can see there's it's a proper wood finish. It's a aluminium alloy. You could outer rings. You can see here gold-plated screw-on thread connections for the headphones, which you can see here, and I'll go through that in a moment. And we've got the ear pads are like a velour velvet, a really fantastic, very, very comfortable. And they're using an AMT tweeter at 40mm and a dynamic driver 57mm, frequency response 15Hz through to 45kHz, impedance 56 ohm, sensitivity 105 dB. So let's get into this. Now, when they first turned up, I plugged them straight in, got them on my head, and I'm thinking to myself, that is truly dreadful. I wasn't happy at all. And I'm thinking to myself, how could a headphone not sound good at this price point? So I thought to myself, let's just take a think of it. I mean, I'm obviously very aware at this top level, there's run-in times, and each person has their own hearing and all different things they're looking for. And of course, I wanted to understand what the focus was. And of course, we know in headphones they're normally single drivers. You don't see a separate tweeter and separate driver. It's not that common. And a lot of people have tried to do this, and it hasn't been very successful trying to get those to work in synergy. And clearly oBravo have done a fantastic job in doing that. So let's just cover off some of the things that I found from day one. So inside here, you can see there's a cloth finish in here. It comes with a whole stack of little packets, and this here I've stuck on there. I will also go into the packaging, and we'll go through that in a moment as well. I'll just start off with this. So this is what you get provided. We'll start sliding that across. So you can see there, they provide all the different adapters. It really is sensational. You can see that you can actually unscrew. You'll see a little thread there. You can undo them and change the ports right down to the far end, where again you can see that. I'll just flick the cardboard around, and you again have got that little thing I was talking about that I've stuck inside there, which is a bit of cloth. And then on the other side you can see how to adjust the actual up and down on the actual head pieces. So wow, The other thing, while we got that apart, a little packet, you can see all the screws and all the different ports and all the configurations. I wanted to go through, and we're getting to the story of how we ended up here. And then here is a photocopy of me, and I'll roll it to we'll start with A. So you can see A, I've got a round circle with 2 blocked off ports. B, I'm using a blocked off port with 2 open ports. And C, I'm using 2 oblong ports with a blocked off port. Now all of those adjustments are in behind here, and you get a toolkit, which there's a little screwdriver inside. Then just delicately undo all those screws, and you can adjust these headphones to suit. So when I received these, they were set in the A setting. I then tried the B, and then I tried the C. Now, the reason I didn't enjoy them, because it was set in the A position, and the A position was a very analytical position with very minimal bass. And don't get me wrong, when I said I absolutely had a heart attack, it was just, I wasn't used to hearing something in that sense of level of detail, so it caught me right off guard. Once I managed to get the port configurations to the way that I wanted, then I was able to move on and start trying it in all the different variations of amplifiers, formats, DACs, and all that sort of stuff, as you would if you're going to be spending $5,000 on a pair of headphones. We're going to make sure that we get all our ducks in a row. So I'll also... The other thing that's amazing with this kit, it comes, as I said, terminated to the thread. You can see your screws into there, and you just do up little threads. Comes red, obviously, for right, and silver for left. And comes terminated to a 4-pin XLR, and you get a terminated XLR that plugs into it with an adapter that you can see 3.5 to 6.3. They then also provide another terminated XLR, which you plug into there, which comes with a 2.5 adapter. And of course you can see on the pins there that it's also giving you the balance position. You can then convert that to a 3.5 if you wish, or you can convert that to a 4.4 balance connection. So there is no argument. They've got, and if you're wondering why the 2.5's on there, around the world, some of the portable headphone amplifiers, some of them don't run a 4.4, they only run a 2.5, so you're covering off every possible connection that you could ever have, and I think that's fantastic. And they even provided the adapters, all of high quality, and all using like a coaxial cable, so certainly the highest possible cable that you can actually use. And if you look at these headphones, we'll just lift them up for you, you can see here absolutely the level of detail, and you can see there, and I'll spin that right round. You can see that the threaded terminal on there, and we'll do the same on the opposite side. You can see there, fantastic. And then you can see those threads I was talking about, and you just got to use their special screwdriver to undo them. That cloth that you see at the bottom comes in the kit. There's also the full carry case, which, and I'll just raise that up so you can see. So there's the carry case, and of course another cloth bag, and the box that it came in down the bottom. So it's certainly very well packaged, very well presented, and sound-wise absolutely incredible. Also, this comes in the kit, and they're using natural woods. And I'll just undo that for you and give you what this obviously comes in all different languages. So we'll just pull out the English version so you can see there. I'll just bring that up so you can read it. So you can see oBravo is planting the seed for you to experience a new dimension of audio fidelity and pure listening pleasure. And there is no argument that that is true. So let's get to the story. So when these arrived, also we have a set of keys, so you can lock your headphones up in that. And it is a solid alloy case, so I don't think you'll be breaking into that anytime soon. Right. Let's get into this. Now, as you know, I have played with a lot of high-end headphones. And as you saw in the intro, the shock and disappointment, well, that very quickly dissolved into a very strange arrangement. As time went by and I started to listen to this through variations of amplifiers and DACs and all different products and all different cables, I even imported different cables from different companies, different manufacturers, different ends on here. I used Zynox from America, had a cable made by them. I also got a Hi-Fi Man cable from the States as well to play with. And to be honest with you, through everything that I did, it just got better and better. And as these ran in, and I guess what David said from oBravo, he's tried to replicate a pair of high-end speakers into a headphone. Now, you think about that. Generally, all these headphones, if I think about all the high-end headphones I've played with, each headphone has its own signature, has its own sound stage, it has its own variation. The brands tend to manipulate and adjust. Some brands, they're what would you say? Their focus, I guess, is what I'm saying, is they adjust the headphones by ear and get them into a perfect status that somebody's going to be happy with buying. And the downside with these sorts of things, it wasn't until this came along that I started to realise, and I actually started to fall in love with these in a way that I didn't think was possible. oBravo has actually managed to provide a headphone that actually does sound like the music. It sounds as if you're in the recording studio where they're making the music. It's absolutely detailed and enjoyable. It's not fatiguing. And it really made this difficult to go and play any other headphone after you get used to these. So I think when I looked at some of the other reviews around the world, and by the way, the oBravo has reviewed very well around the world. They've got some high-end headphones, which we'll come back and review later, at $15,000. And they also make some earbuds that are $22,000. And I think to myself, $22,000 for some earbuds? No way. Well, we've managed to get a set of those on loan too, and we will come back. I haven't had a chance to play with those yet, but I will come back and do a review on those at a later stage. So getting to this review again. So back to the oBravo HAMT-1 MkIIs at the 5K mark. Wow. Absolutely sensational. These are a headphone that you're going to have to run them in. If you leave them in, you can, as I said, I can provide that photo as a separate photo if you require it. But hopefully the video will be enough for you to see the three main ways, A, B, and C. C was my favourite setting, and that's pretty well where they stayed. I ran A and B for a while, but my favourite ended up being the C setting. And of course, there was 13 variations that you can change the sound by. So once you've got it to where you want, then you've got a headphone that is truly adapted to what you're looking for, and you don't have to keep swapping headphones. You can just change your ports around to suit the way you want the sound to be. So first off, musically, absolutely makes any song, I mean, everything I've played, rock, dance, jazz, everything I've played, whether it be Apple, Tidal, mobile phones, high-end headphone amps, low-value headphone amplifiers, these undoubtedly are the best headphones I have ever heard in my career. So I really didn't think there was any point going into too much detail other than saying, if you can have a listen to a set of oBravos, and these, as I said, these are the 5K ones, and you obviously would have heard about the signature version, which is the one that is reviewed all around the world as one of the top headphones, and they've said they're about $15,000. But for $5,000, these would be giving $10,000 headphones a run for their money. I really cannot, and to be honest, and I have, as you know, played with $10,000 headphones, and I would own these. Absolutely. There's hands down, these are the best headphones I've heard in my career. And as you know, I don't rate things 1 to 10 or 1 to 5. Would I own a set of these? Most definitely. I do not want to give these back. These would be with me forever. I would not let these go at all. They're so engaging, and you're really going to need to give these 60 to 70 and maybe 100 and something hours run-in time, because it's back to the speaker type thinking again. With a pair of speakers, you know, some of the high-end speakers, I mean, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 floor standards need anything from 60 to a couple hundred hours run-in time, and they just get better and better and better. These are just fantastic. They're absolutely sensational. The bass, the voices, the highs or lows. Is it an audiophile headphone? Hell yeah. These absolutely tick every single box off for me, not just for sound, but quality, the cables, the connections. You couldn't ask for any more. It really is a fantastic headphone. So I hope you've enjoyed today's product review on the HAMT-1 MkII headphones from our friends at oBravo, handmade in Taiwan, and definitely worth a listen. And if you can't listen to them, you're going to spend 5. It'll be the best 5 you spend. You need to keep in the back of your mind too that you have to run them in. You've got to give them time. Once you've passed all that, you are going to struggle to find another headphone that comes near these for the price point they're asking. They really are fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed today's product review. And again, thank you for tuning into AB Sound Advice. And I also better cover off, if you're looking for more information on these headphones, you can duck onto hifihq.com.au for New Zealand, for Australia, and hifihq.com.au .co.nz for New Zealand if you want to find more information, or just duck onto the oBravo.com website. Really are fantastic. So again, thank you for tuning in to AB Sound Advice, and we will see you next time.